A newly approved treatment for metastatic breast cancer is giving new hope to women. The FDA recently approved a new treatment for breast cancer that is spread or cannot be removed with surgery. This new drug is meant to treat specific types of advanced breast cancer, which has not improved after hormone therapy. Breast cancer is the second most common cancer and leading cause of cancer death among women in the United States. So this is such a big deal. Joining me this morning to discuss this new treatment is our 9 Health expert, Dr. Kohli. Thank you so much for coming in.
Good morning.
This is huge. So talk a little bit more about what type of breast cancer this is for.
So I'm really excited about this treatment, Corey, because if you think about breast cancer, it's one of those enemies that we really haven't gotten that good at fighting, despite the fact that it takes the lives of so many women. And the way breast cancer works is that it has a signature. So the cancer cells have sort of 3 markers on them. One is an estrogen receptor, possibly one is a progesterone receptor, and the other is something called HER2, human epidermal growth factor. And that's actually a marker for a more aggressive type of cancer if you have this receptor. So the way that we design treatments is by targeting these 3 different things. If the cancer has that signature, that's the therapies we use to sort of target the cancer. But there's this no man's land of breast cancer where it has hormone receptors on it, like estrogen and progesterone, but doesn't have that HER2 new or enough of it to actually have the HER2 therapies work. So those types of cancers were sort of left not knowing what to do because they don't respond to traditional chemo as well. And that's the one that this therapy could work for.
So how does this medication work?
Yeah, so it's called an antibody drug conjugate. So it's got 2 different drugs in it. One is an antibody that targets that low expression of HER2 receptors. So the cancer cells that don't have enough HER2 to have the HER2 therapy, but have some HER2. And the second is actually the chemotherapy. So instead of giving every cell in your body chemotherapy, it's targeting the chemotherapy, tagging it, so to speak, to only go to cancer cells which express that HER2 receptor.
How effective is it?
Yeah, so what's really nice about it is it's for women who are running out of options, right? So you're talking about metastatic breast cancer, not responding to hormone therapy, not great with chemotherapy. And for these particular women, it can prolong disease-free survival and cancer death by 36%. And if you compare side by side with placebo, it can give them 5 more months of being cancer-free, which for a woman fighting with breast cancer, it's a lot.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Side effects?
Yep, so kind of like traditional chemo. So instead of the whole body getting chemo, these targeted cells are getting chemo, right? The breast cancer cells with HER2 new, but it can also cause problems with the liver, it can cause problems with the lungs, it can cause nausea, vomiting, hair loss, low platelets. So it's tough. It's a chemotherapy agent. But again, when you're facing no options at all, it's nice to be able to expand this therapy now to this class of women.
And is this something that is available right now for women who are in this situation?
Yes, and that's what's great about this. This drug has been around for many years. It's had approval, but they had a very narrow indication, only for women with lots and lots of HER2 on their cells. Now they've opened it up for women with a tiny amount of HER2, where in the past we didn't have options. So in my mind, this is actually opening up targeted therapies, which we know are always more effective than kind of killing all the cells with kind of blanket chemotherapy. So opening up these targeted therapies to those women where in the past the options are limited, they failed the hormone therapy, and they're facing metastatic breast cancer.
When I hear stories like this, it reminds me that yes, there's so many things in the work, right? We raise money all the time for research and funding, but this shows you that it ends up working out in the long run because we have this that's now available for a specific type of cancer.
Very much so, and I'm really excited about the future of breast cancer because we're working a lot on cancer vaccines as well, breast cancer vaccines, where if you've had breast cancer, you take those cells out, you make a vaccine against those cells, give it back to that woman, a personalized vaccine, and hopefully that helps her immune system kind of keep the cancer at bay from coming back.
Yeah, that's huge. All right, Dr. Kohli, thank you so much for coming in.